Hey everybody, welcome to Passing Under the Yellow Martinsville review. My colleague Matt Kemp. We are going to talk truck, Xfinity, and Cup at Martinsville. Corey Heim's first win of the year. John Hunter Nemechek's dominating day, and Kyle Larson getting his second win in 3 races. All that and a little bit more on this episode of Passing Under the Yellow. Let's get it on. All right, so we'll just jump right into the truck series here real quick. I don't have too much on there. That race kind of was a little bit boring. I mean, they ran at one point, I think it was like 12 laps under caution. I don't know if you saw it. And then right when they were going to go green, they brought them down pit road because it was raining. It was just, it was a shit show. Pretty boring race for the most part. I think the they shouldn't even have a stage breaks for trucks at Martinsville and Bristol, in my opinion. Um,
Really, honestly, trucks in general, with how short the races are, could use one stage. I mean, Daytona, it's like I remember I think it every year at Daytona, it's like they go green for about 2 minutes, and if there's one crash in the middle of the stage, they basically don't even go green. So,
yeah.
yeah, one stage, good enough for trucks.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like Corey Heim probably the best truck. It seems like those Toyotas are still pretty fast, even though they aren't under the KBM umbrella, which kind of tells me that Toyota must have a massively huge. I don't know what they're doing different than the Chevys, but uh, you know, Zane Smith was out there battling with them there with Kyle Busch, and you don't see Kyle Busch just walk away in these truck races anymore. Well, at least anymore. I mean, I think he's only run 2 or 3 races this year, but usually he's 10 seconds out by the end of the first stage, and the only way he's winning or losing the race if he has a pit road penalty or someone crashes or something wild happens. So, uh, yeah, outside of that, congrats Corey Heim, guy's first win of the year. The rain sucked. It's pretty much all I've got for the truck race, to be honest with you. I don't have too much on it. I don't think too much else happened. They started on rain tires. I know that.
First time in history for anything, and it
Yeah,
was it was dumb. It was dumb as hell. That we have rain tires now. Lo and behold, first race we get to use them, and
we
we
don't
end it
use them.
because
Well,
of
they
the
didn't.
rain.
Yeah, I don't understand. We didn't even try it.
Yeah.
We didn't even try it.
Just get rid
So
of them. If you're not going to use them, don't.
yeah,
It was Timmy Hill or somebody I think
oh
commented on
yeah,
Twitter
yeah. I
said
saw it.
it was
2,400
basically,
out. Yeah,
yeah,
I saw
for
that.
what? Just help them dry
For
the track.
no reason. Yeah, they made him
Joke.
buy them. That sucks. Yeah, it's so stupid.
If you're
From what
not going
I
to run them in the
understood,
rain, don't run them.
yeah, from what I understood, I listened to a couple other podcasts. They could have started the race on slicks, from what I understood. I mean, it'd been
Exactly.
slick, but everybody was fine. And God, I almost quoted it, put on Twitter, but Michael Waltrip said the quote of the year so far. They made it one lap, and I can't even remember. It was so ridiculous. It was
Can
like,
you give us an impression? I mean,
no,
I
I can't. I can't be. I would be able to if I knew what he said, but he's like, what amazing racing by these drivers. It was one lap into the race because they didn't crash on rain tires. And I'm like, oh my god, Michael, you are so stupid sometimes, man. But yeah, outside of that, anything else on the truck race?
that's it. I just have a strong opinion of if we're gonna have rain tires, we got to use them.
You got to at least try them when it's really wet. You know,
I don't
I
care if we're
feel like
5 seconds, 10 seconds off the pace. You got to use them.
what's going to try to ultimately drive the track
I
way
don't think the
quicker too.
racing's going to be very good, but you got to try some. I mean, you can't.
Well,
I don't
what's
know.
the point
Just
of the
crazy.
tires? What's the point of the tires if
Exactly.
you're not going to try something?
Exactly.
All right, rain sucked. Congrats, Corey Hunt. All right, jump to Xfinity. All right. Pretty much that race was kind of interesting. John Hunter Nemechek led like over 200 some laps, I think. Pretty much nobody had anything for him all day. He's answering that call as who can kind of be that next Toyota guy, I feel like. And if he wins 8 races in the championship or is the final four guy almost wins the championship, I don't understand how he doesn't take a rot that, I think he's the next top prospect, take that 78 car Gibbs, to be quite frank with you. So much can happen in the silly season and stuff like that. I mean, a year and a half
78 car at Gibbs.
or 19. I'm such an
Holy
idiot.
cow!
Yeah, I'm out to lunch right now. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Um, yeah,
Took me a
78 car
minute to
Gibbs.
realize it too. I
I
was
was thinking
thinking it. I'm like,
Truex. I'm
what am
thinking
I thinking?
Truex. I'm like, what in the hell? Yeah, what an
That's
idiot.
about the last time he was relevant, though, is when he was in the 78. So,
Well, he didn't bitch as much. That's
yeah,
for sure. So,
I like
um,
Truex, so I'm not.
I don't mind him. I just think whenever he came to Gibbs, he just every radio access was him fucking crying like a little girl when people were racing him hard. So I don't know.
I
Um,
would agree.
but I mean, outside of that, there's a couple incidences in the Xfinity race. I mean, Brandon Jones went down in turn one. I don't know if you've seen the video and just drives through Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer drives through. I mean, he has no control, just drives straight through Riley Herbst and Brandon Jones, keeping me true to my word, not let me down. Well, if he ain't tearing his shit up, he's got to be tearing somebody else's shit up. There's just no way an Xfinity race can go by without Brandon Jones not crashing and him not wrecking somebody and tearing somebody else's shit up. So 100% on the year for that. Nice job, Brandon. You were a star, man. I just bet Junior Motorsports is ecstatic. You somehow brought that thing home with minimal damage.
It was a good day for him. Really great day. The vibe,
Yeah,
yeah, they're super happy over there.
yeah. I guess it depends on who you ask, but yeah, Mayer TV gets a shot of Mayer coming back out on the track and flipping him off. It's kind of funny. You have Joey Logano up in the booth. Oh, whoa, what are we looking at here? Adam Alexander freaking out over it. Whoa, Joey, did you see it? No shit, Adam. I don't know. Um, Other than that, John Hunter dominated. Joe Graf Jr. and Ryan Ellis had a little spew. I don't know if you saw anything about that. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they were all cool about it. They made up on Twitter. I guess that means everybody's back to normal. I guess I don't know. So, you have anything else for the Xfinity series? I'm sure we're missing a bunch of shit, but yeah, I'm just taking. My note taking wasn't too great this weekend.
Sorry, I really liked the Back to the Future burnout that John Hunter did. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I need to get rid of those damn mud flaps.
Yeah,
What is the point?
it
Because
goes along with
they don't
with
run
all
them
the
in the
rain
rain.
stuff too.
Well, they don't
Exactly.
run with the rain, so it's like, what are we doing? Oh, so the logic of NASCAR recently has been undeniably,
Interesting. That's
to
where we'll
say
go
the
with it.
to say the least. Yeah, it's a
Interesting.
very polite way to say it.
You
Uh,
know, sometimes we act like it's actually going to matter that we're PC on here, but really it does not make a difference.
I'm not. I don't. I pretty much am going to tell you how I think it is. We have Ellie joining the show also. Say hi, Ellie. Pick a lane. All
Well,
right.
who'd she pick last week?
No, I don't know. Larson. I think that's what
Damn,
you said, right, Ellie?
it's a good pick.
Oh, yeah, she's a smart bitch. Um. All right. So we'll jump into the Cup Series. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right. Um. So I mean, I feel like we'll both probably have some maybe counteractive opinions here, but give us your thoughts. I mean, I guess we can start with Priest getting the pole. Stuart Haas cars, I feel like throughout the day were probably the best cars. I think Harvick was pretty good. Priest was pretty good until he lost his track position. He led every lap in the first stage. It seemed like whoever was out front pretty much stay there for the most part. Um, there was only I think one or two cautions for incident. One of those was when Eric Jones wrecked Harrison Burton, and then the other one I think was when I think the wheel fell off a '78 car.
And it sat there for 5 laps before they threw the yellow.
Yeah, NASCAR just on top of it. Yeah. Uh,
Which I can see how, like, in the booth, like Boyer was saying and everything. I mean, you literally could not see it from up there, and
how did
it
the
just
drivers not see it though? I feel like
they were. I think Bubba was
that's how
saying
they
he was
had to
calling it off
know.
for 5 laps. Poor Brad Keselowski.
He got screwed.
He almost had a really good day there. I think
Yeah, he did. He
if
did.
he would have caught that strategy right, he was fast enough to stay up there.
Yeah, he was up with
Have a
the
shot at it.
top 12 all day. I felt like, but I don't know that package is just so bad, and I mean, I'll make my way back to it, but I feel like for some reason when I was watching this race, it reminded me of like an F1 esque race, and the reason I say that is because I feel like there's always this comparison between F1 and NASCAR, and how one's a gimmick and one, it's whatever side of the fence you kind of want to be on, and me personally, I just rare. I like F1. I've become a fan of it, but I do not see how people watch that and be like, man, this is just action packed. You can't even June bug bounces off of the lens of one of those damn things and it blows the fucking right front wing off of it. So I don't know. I feel like there's minimal passing in F1. There's minimal passing in the race we saw the other day. A lot of the race was strategic moves, knowing when to push, knowing when not, even though the tires barely fell off. They could just drive the shit out of them. Air mattered. You had to be up front. Track position was huge, just like F1. Everything I'm naming right now, I feel like it's all similar characteristics to how most F1 races go. Um, and people will go nuts over F1. I swear, Jeff Gluck, for example, I'll kind of call him out, not call him out, but make a comparison. Like when he's tweeting about NASCAR, I feel like he does it with some enthusiasm from time to time. For the most part, it's what he mainly covers, so I'm sure it's boring. But when he is tweeting about F1, he is like shitting his pants. You can just the amount of more enthusiasm he has for the F1, and it's just like really, it's just like all the stuff that he tweets about. It's like, oh, and Verstappen, oh, they pitted a lap later. What's it going to do to the strategy? It's like that type of stuff, in my opinion. Like that's just one I can think of off the top of my head. But you know what I'm saying? Then like in that and F1, it's like, holy shit, we got to hold on to our britches here because we don't know if Verstappen's only going to be 9 seconds ahead or 24 when he comes off of pit road, and if it's more than a lap of actual swapping a lead back and forth, it's going to go down as one of the greatest battles in F1 history. And I feel like that's kind of what we saw, not as to that extent, but it was just hard to pass. It's how it is in F1. Track position's huge. The fast cars were fast, and you could keep track position when you were up front. Like I said, air is big. I think it was kind of a comparable kind of. I don't know. I could be wrong. I bet there's plenty of people that will disagree with that, but that was my overall consensus of the race. I mean, I think there's only 5 yellows. That is the least amount since like a long time. I'm
last
pretty
year.
sure.
Since last year, because the last few Martinsville races, I think someone put up a poll. I mean, there hasn't been more than 5 cautions.
Yeah,
When
in the
before
next
that, it
gen
was
in the
it was like
next gen
10.
era, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's because the next gen is just bad on short tracks. It's just, I
It's
mean,
fucking
it's
bad everywhere besides intermediates,
and
where
even
where
then,
they
there's
don't
still
have to
terrible early
follow
push.
people. Could you imagine these cars at the brickyard? You think they'd be good? I don't think they'd be good there. It'd be single file, follow the line. It's just it would be a Talladega follow. It's what it would be. I mean, you get runs probably down straightaways. I don't know. It'd be interesting. It's hard to say, but um, it was just no one could pass out there, and you hate to see that. It's just
Yeah,
what it's just the box the teams are in, kind of, and um, I can say this: I Talladega next week. I always love looking forward to Talladega because it's just you crazy moves, everything, and just this package. This is the first time I can truly say I could. I wish we weren't going to Talladega next week because it's not going to be a good race. You know, they can't. I mean, they can run up next to the wall and stuff here and there. And it's just they should just make that race 80 laps, and it'll save everybody their whole day. It really will because it's just going to be 2 by 2. You know, follow the guy in front of you.
right.
It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a good race. Nothing. I don't think from what I know, or I don't know. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but have they made any changes to the package that we know? From the Daytona 500 to anything.
No, and I don't think they have from then. So it'll be probably pretty similar. The only thing they changed really this year, I think, was the short tracks, and all they did was take a little bit of downforce away from the rear. And
Hmm.
I mean, you could see yesterday, like last year, I felt like guys couldn't even get to each other at Martinsville. And like this year,
Hmm.
you can see guys using the bumper a lot. So it's like, okay, it helped marginally,
Cool. Yeah, it
but
did. It was a
pretty
step in the
much,
right direction. Yeah.
pretty much, however you started the run is how you were going to run the entire run, unless there was a tire discrepancy or
Hmm. But still, that didn't even really matter some of the time. You could have made a lot of those guys could maintain on 2 tires. I mean, look, I don't know. Look, he got lapped twice. He went lapped down
yeah,
2 different times and came back with some wild strategy and
finish second.
finished second. That car was a hunk of shit. He was pretty much very open about that. He's like, you never give up. He's like, this isn't a day where you're mad about finishing second. That's, I
He's
mean,
right. I mean,
dude.
he played it great. That was a great race by him and
Oh,
and that team.
oh
Great
yeah.
calls.
I
I mean,
loved his interview too.
fantastic.
He's always pretty much straight up about it. Him and I don't know if saw any of Denny's stuff, and I like those guys interview. I mean, look, kind of older you get, and these guys have been around for a while. You just start to kind of respect their more point of view and see, especially being kind of racers how we are. I guess it's a little bit different because we kind of have a maybe different perspective, but to an extent. But I don't know. That's just me. Oh, do you have
So
anything else for Martinsville?
yeah, I got quite a few things actually for
Oh yeah,
Martinsville.
so just go for it.
So just kind of going to the beginning of the race. Uh, when Harvick won his stage there, that was his first stage win since 2020. That blew my mind.
Is that right? He didn't
I
win a
can't.
stage all last year when he won at
Yeah.
Michigan and
No,
oh,
yeah, he
wow.
literally did not win. Apparently that was, I mean, that's what they said on the broadcast.
No shit.
I didn't go
That's
fact check, but
wild to think
I
about.
didn't see
I
anybody
believe that.
roasting him on Twitter. So,
Hmm.
I
Interesting.
guess it was right. And then, a couple other notable things is Todd Gilliland was flying at
Yeah,
one point in
he
the race.
dude.
He drove to second on
I
like
don't
the
know what's
tires.
happened.
Great
He
strategy call.
Zane Smith's coming in and taking that 38 car, and then now he's got a fire up under his ass. But McDowell's been running real good too. I don't know what it is about that
Yeah.
front row team. They've been running fast, man. I
Next
think it's
Gen's
they
helped
got.
them out a lot. But then again, 21 in 2021, they were flying. I mean,
Hmm. Well, I think
McDowell's been on a roll.
they have some sort of alliance with Roush too, and Roush car has been getting slowly better. And if you look at that team, both those teams are slowly getting better. Especially Gillen. That's just a car. I think uh, you know, Austin Cindric finished like 29th or 31st, barely ahead of the Rick Ware car. I mean, they're so far off this weekend. It's just wild. It's so hard to predict who's going to win. It's kind of like you got to guess the organization or team that is going to hit the setup. But this weekend at a place like Talladega impound race, there's no practice, and I think track position is going to be key. I don't
Really
think there'll
is.
be any. The only way there's going to be a wreck is if it's a push gone wrong or somebody driving through somebody on a run. It's not. It's not going to be somebody making a move and or block gone wrong. Maybe it's not going to be. I don't know how we usually see Talladega races go.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, uh,
I hope I'm wrong. By the way,
Vegas.
I hope I'm wrong about all this. I hope some. I don't know what.
I hope you are too.
I don't know what, but I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to. I mean, like I said, I look forward to Talladega. I get to celebrate the day. Gamble, try to win money. And I don't know. It's gonna be hard. I'm one
We'll
for
see.
one this year, so
Maybe
all right.
if it starts raining like it did last year at Daytona, we'll see if things get shook up again and you get to win some big bets. So
I hope so. It'd be great.
yeah, I don't hope so, but
I
I mean, I
guess it
hope you win your
depends who I
bets, but I
pick.
hope it's in
Yeah,
a different manner. I hope it's
yeah,
legitimate. But
yeah. I feel yeah. So anything else you want to? What else you want to touch on?
yeah, it was actually um, yeah, there's quite a few things actually that I have wrote down, but Chase came back.
Oh yeah,
Obviously,
his
that's another
comeback. Yeah.
another. I mean, he
Oh
came
my
back. He
God.
was
Yeah.
flying at the end. He was
Yeah. He
terrible all
was.
day and flying at the end. Best car on the track, I bet.
I think he was saying his car just kind of came to life there. They made a couple adjustments on
Yeah,
it. I mean, I tell you what, if you didn't know Chase Elliott was coming back this week, you must live under
under a
a
rock.
rock.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
oh my God. And this is NASCAR. It's just NASCAR, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, they're going to shove Chase Elliott down our throats the same way they've been shoving Dale Sr. and Dale Jr. down our throats. Jr. hasn't raced in 17, and may God have mercy, bless Dale Earnhardt, but I mean, he's been gone for 30 years, and they still haven't gotten off of that. It's just like, God, man, they just run these bandwagons so bad. It's like, man,
It's only
maybe
been 22 years, but
22 years. Basically, I just,
rounding up, really rounding up.
but I guarantee not much changes in the next 8. So, uh,
Probably not wrong.
but yeah, it was impressive to see. He said like he had almost no pain in his leg too, which was wild.
Which is awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
that's great that they were doing some good treatments. So
yeah,
figured
that's
that
sweet.
out. But
It's pretty dope.
yeah, no, he came through and he was flying at the end. I mean, nobody could pass all day, and then he went up and passed like 14 cars the last run. It was like,
Yeah.
how?
Well, I think there
How is
was
he
some
just
guys on different strategies there for a second, but
Yeah, it's still
I don't
crazy
know.
to me.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I saw him coming up through because Bowman, he was my pick for the race. He ended up 12th or 13th, and he was
Yep.
following Chase up through there. So, and Byron, I was going to say, they just were never a factor all day. They sucked. I feel like I don't know where they finished. I feel like they were never a factor, though.
Yeah, and then two, somebody who just kind of had a really good day was Truex, got a top five. And did
Yep.
you know that that was his first top five of the year?
Really, I feel like he's up front all the time.
That's what I
Has
was
been all
saying.
year.
They said it was his
Uh,
first top five. I'm
that's
like,
wild.
what? This is
Yeah, that's pretty
nuts.
wild.
I mean, it's crazy, man. There's so many guys who you feel like are having a good year, and they're just
Yeah,
apparently
I feel
not.
like Brad Keselowski's one of those guys. He's
Yeah,
always up in the mix there.
he's really been having a pretty good year, and that's
Well,
get to him later. But
considering where they were last, I mean, Jesus God, that was just
well,
terrible.
their short track program has been fantastic. I mean, they straight up won Bristol last year. If
Oh yeah,
Buescher didn't
yeah,
win that, Keselowski was going
would
to
have gone.
blow a
Yeah,
tire. So
yep.
it's pretty amazing. And I will say we haven't had a whole lot of tire issues this year, and which is actually a good segment. So I mean, kudos to Goodyear on like building a tire that's held up this year, but
It's got to fall
also
off.
Harvick's tire deal at the end of the race there. Did you see that when his rim got opened up like a can opener? Looked
No,
like
I
from
didn't.
yeah.
I
So
didn't.
his crew left his wheel loose, and it like fell off, but
Oh
the
no,
like
I did see that. Yeah, and it's what held it on the
was the actual brake
made it.
rotor
Yeah,
or the brake
wasn't it?
whatever it
Isn't
was.
that
I
what
think it
held
was
the wheel? Helped them actually. It helped it
yeah. It
stay
didn't
on.
fall off
Yeah,
because it literally
yeah,
cut it and cut it
yeah.
open like a
That's
can opener,
wild.
which was just
Yeah,
bizarre,
wild. Yeah,
so bizarre. So
that's
that was
nuts.
really crazy deal. But and then my last thing is Larry Mack was kind of a gold mine for McNuggets during the race.
Oh, here we go. Let's hear him, Matt.
So a couple different things. First thing was that Hamlin has been in the championship with Chris Gabehart 3 of their 4 years together,
Mhm.
which when I thought about it, like without the Hail Melon last year, he's in the championship 4 out of
He's
four
full.
years.
Yeah, he is.
Like
Yeah,
that's mind blowing.
yeah, it is.
That's honestly like
It's dynasty shit. If you can just pull,
nowadays,
yeah, that's crew
like
chief.
that's better than a
Yeah,
championship. It
yeah.
makes up for the fact that he hasn't won one. Like he's made it
I
there
bet
so
the
many times.
bonus he gets making if you make a championship for, I bet you get a massive bonus just
It's
even
got to
making
be
it that.
good.
It's gotta be a couple million or something. I feel like I don't know, a lot of money for those guys like Larson, Elliott. I bet those guys, even Denny. I bet he's making pretty good money off of that shit.
Better be. He should
He
be.
better be. Yeah, they should be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the other Larry McNugget from old Larry Mack
let's hear it.
is that Chase Elliott only needs to make up 7.5 points per race on 16th to make the playoffs without a win.
Is that right?
That's sound I mean
How many
he's only
weeks was he
missed
out? He was four,
6 races
three.
I think.
It wasn't six. It
But
doesn't even seem like it's been that long. Six
I mean
races?
yeah,
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, I
crazy.
think yeah.
But when you think about it, if you finish last, you get 1 point.
Oh
So
yeah.
you finish
He just
last
needs to
5 races in
basically
a row, you
finish in
only
the
get five
top
points.
20 every race, and he's just gonna he's gonna win a race. Dude, Hendrick's too good. They're
Hope
gonna.
so, but
It's hard to pick against Hendrick every single week, dude.
I kind of hope he doesn't, and I hope he points his way in because that would be kind of cool. Having missed 6 races and points his way in.
There's
Okay,
no way he's gonna win at least one
I
race.
think he will too, but I hope
NASCAR will
that.
make it happen. Just kidding.
I mean, if you saw how much they were loving him being back, I would
Oh
not if
my
he comes back
God.
this
Let's
week. But
just
there you
say
go.
they loosened the load on Chase. If that makes sense to anybody. They loosened the entire load on Chase. My God. It was,
They opened up the marketing budget a little bit this week for Chase.
by God. They put a lot of the marbles in that basket. Yeah, I don't have too much else for Martinsville. We can do a little Talladega preview, like we kind of already said. Not really looking forward to the race just because the package sucks. I think track conditions is going to be huge. Rex, you're going to see pushes gone wrong or a bad block on the last lap. If you look at the two races there last year, the first race, there was I think there was two or three wrecks, but the two or three wrecks were just bad pushes getting into the corner. And then one ultimately where Ross Chastain ended up winning is, you know, Jones blocked up Larson, and then everybody just kind of blocked up, and two cars wrecked. I don't know, right place, right time. I think the third place guy third and fourth place guy, one of those two guys, will win the race this weekend coming off four. I think that's what will happen. But anything else you want to add to Dega? I mean, we both are going to have pretty low standards for it from what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm quite as low as you are on it, but
I'm terrible. I
I don't think
expect
you're
terrible.
wrong for thinking that, hey, the package is not great there, because I agree. The next gen package anywhere right now, not great. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't real happy about the car in since its inception, but
Well, they just need to
I've been
start
giving it a
taking some
chance.
risks. They got to start doing something. They can't
Got
wait
to
a
change something.
whole year to fix it. And I feel like they did very. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. How many tests outside of maybe Phoenix or I don't even really know Phoenix, maybe one other track. Did you hear of them testing this winter? They didn't do shit for testing.
I
I
think you
feel
saw their
like,
budget last year testing it 16 times and it was broke every time, so they didn't
yeah.
learn anything. And I don't know. I mean, I know they learned things, but it was just like
Well, I feel like we're not testing shit. We need to be testing shit. Like,
we haven't made progress.
well, because we're not testing shit. We need to be testing. We
Hear
need to
that,
take some
NASCAR?
risks.
Start
Yeah,
testing.
listen. I know NASCAR's listening. Shit. This is like top really good podcast, and they should listen. And I'm really, 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 really smart about NASCAR. I know a lot, and so does Matt.
Boom. Exactly. We watch it like most weeks.
I watch it, and I like it.
You'd be surprised how much you can
Well, I
pick up
kind of
watching
like it.
that ESPN.
Oh, hey, one thing we can talk about. Oh, this will drive me nuts, and I can't wait. And I hope I'm wrong. Let's see where NASCAR throws that stupid yellow on the last lap and fucks the finish up. Do you think they do it? Oh, I bet they do. Oh, I bet they do. It's going to be a 2x2 single file or double file race the entire day. They're going to be coming through the tri-oval. Someone's going to make a move in the back, and they're going to spin out. And NASCAR is going to say, "Can this day get any worse?" And you're going to say, "Absolutely." And they're going to shit on it and throw the yellow. Chase Elliott's going to get the win over whoever while he's in. It's just going to be something
Denny
so
Hamlin.
stupid. Like, I
It
don't
makes
even,
sense to
it's
be
going to
Denny.
be, I don't care. Actually, it could be Carl Edwards coming back from the dead running, and I would be pissed if he won in that fashion. I think that is just such bullshit. So let's see if NASCAR shits the bed this week. My
You know what we're due for?
standards,
What
my
we're due
but
for actually is in light of our pod here, is a passing under the yellow finish. That's what we're due for. We haven't had one of those in a minute.
what's oh yeah, hey yeah, in
I
honor
think
of
we're
the
due for one.
show. Well, you know what? I saw a statistic today, and I can't remember where I saw it. It was on Twitter. I should have sent it to you because I could have sort of cited it, but by the statistics, there will be a flip. The car will end up upside down in this race. It's like every other or every two Talladega races. It's been for like the last 6 or 8 years or something like that. I don't know. It might not be that long, but the car has flipped over, and I guess it's a due date for a flip. So you don't want to see that, but it's racing.
We'll hope it's
Fucking
wrong,
race.
but
Hey, well, if it isn't, let's hope the car holds up, and we'll see one of those fantastic Talladega finishes.
and if there's no flip, we better be very, very
The finish
scared.
better.
We better be
Why?
very scared because the law of averages says that the fall race will be like the 2009 race at Dega where we had two rollovers.
Well, my goodness, you just hate to see it. Well, and there's two cars that flipped over in the same race. The year that Brad Keselowski won, when what was that 2016?
Yeah. Yeah, well, kinda.
McDowell,
I mean,
McDowell, or no, was it
I don't know if
Chris
those were the
Buescher
same
and
races.
oh bullshit, yeah, look it up. Chris Buescher and Nat Kenseth.
Is that the same
Both.
race?
Yep, damn, Brad Keselowski won it. Yep,
Noted.
big old rat coming along. Mm-hmm.
Take your word.
So yeah, that was last time I think two cars flipped. But anywho, passing under the yellow. Man, this podcast is gonna blow up after this week because our takes are great. Our name is going to be what happens at Talladega, and Dave Moody's going to be all over. So we're going to have Dave Moody on probably next week. I'm going to hit him up here soon. Talk with Meyer, John Roberts. No.
Race day's back. That we missed
Race
that at
day.
Bristol. That's
Yeah.
great news.
Yeah, that is. Yep. Yep. That's great. Hopefully they come to MIS. Probably
They
won't.
are. I don't
Well,
think they are.
They love them Brooklyn fans, man. I tell you what. Okay.
They're not good.
Talladega pit, or who would we pick here at Martinsville? I think I picked Bowman.
I had
And
a
you picked
fantastic pick. Christopher Bell was completely irrelevant all day long. So another
good.
great pick
Good.
from me.
Sounds like how I do in my money league. Pick for Dega.
Go ahead.
You,
You're
you,
first.
you,
Damn it.
you
All right.
looked it up, man. You're prepared.
You know what?
Who is
Yeah,
it?
but then I had thought about some other stuff, and I thought, all right, I'm going with Brad Keselowski.
Oh, you. Ah, I'm just
I
kidding.
want to
No.
say, I want to say Chris Buescher because I like my heart wants Chris Buescher to win.
Hey, don't
My
think with your
brain,
heart. Nope, don't
yeah,
use that either. That's not very
Brad
reliable.
Keselowski. I think Keselowski
Brad
get the job.
Keselowski.
Or
It's his
Kyle
best
Larson.
track.
Kyle
Hey, you
Larson
get.
go
All
back to back. You picked two last week. I'm gonna take Larson two
right,
this week.
I'll only take one this week. All right, so you get
Larson's gonna
Larson.
win at two tracks in a row that he never thought he'd win at.
Yeah, hey, science. It could happen. So Keselowski and Larsonator. Hmm.
5 and 6. You total them together, that's the 11 car, which means I also have
I'm
Denny
gonna
Hamlin.
pick Denny. He said he was going on the road. I'm picking Denny. He's gonna pass under the yellow. That's how he got his last win. There was passing under the yellow. Shouldn't have
True.
been the winner. Terrible fucking call, NASCAR.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, that
Keep
was
the
awful.
momentum rolling, baby. Let Denny go into the yellow. If we do, we'll bring him on. We'll say passing under the yellow first guest. The guy that does it the best gets away with it. Denny Hamlin, and this is what the podcast is named about. Guys who literally pass under the yellow and win. Him and Tony Stewart can be our first two guests.
Boom.
Everyone
After
that's
Dave
pass.
Moody and Chocolate Myers.
Then we can pull Kevin LePage on, ask him why he can't stay fucking below the yellow. Goes right up above it in front of the. We could have him on. I bet our podcast might get some views if we brought him on. Like, that guy hasn't been in a race ever since he
I
did
bet you
that.
he doesn't get too many. I should probably look
Invites.
up.
Invites.
Yes.
He probably doesn't get many invites.
Let me.
If we could have Kevin LePage on here, we could like so.
Is he still?
Talladega,
He's 60 years old.
2008. 2008. You're
All right,
coming
let's do
off
it.
pit road. What happens? And dude, I bet our podcast to the moon, baby, to the moon. But yeah, hey, you never know. Kevin LePage for coming for you, and if not Kevin LePage, Denny Hamlin easily.
Yep.
And then Tony Stewart. I'm sure they're very easy and they have open schedules that will accommodate us perfectly. All right, well, hey, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski are our picks, even though there's two of us. So we always get odd picks and shit. So hey, that's how we do it here. Passing under the yellow never makes sense. It's like NASCAR's call.
It makes perfect sense this week actually because the drivers that we pick, their numbers have to accumulate to 11. Therefore, I have the 5 and the 6, and you have the 11.
Is that how we're gonna pick from now on?
No, it's just this week.
Stupid as shit. Okay, sounds good, Matt. With the really good insight here. Can't wait to dissect Daga next week. I don't think the trucks are there, are they? Arca is out there though. Arca's out
Yep.
there. I won't be there. Hey, go Greg Van
The
Alst.
hell?
Can you go? Can you go back to back? Yeah, I know he can't be out there. I just got so much other shit going on. So much more important shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. So I think Xfinity's out there as well, and Cup. So we will have just a full slate for you, 6 people that tune in, and yeah, we'll be ready for Daga. Any last words, Matthew?
Yeah, that's it. Looks good. See you next week.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this week. We'll see you next week. That's funny.